Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's get after it.
You know, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and generally, I don't address, like, as a rule, like, stupid stuff. I try not to address stupid stuff. But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to, like, discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have shit to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all that memes. Stop all of that bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak-offs. Listen, I do enough of my own shit. Don't be putting me in other people's bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil.
I don't care what Will Smith says. I've learned enough about him to know he's probably got his own demons in the closet that deserve a little sunlight. I think this is just a desperate attempt at damage control. I don't believe him for a second.
Yesterday, a guy posted on Reddit and claimed he knew why there was drones in the sky. Wait until you see this. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying this is true. I'm simply reporting on a post that was made on Reddit. Radar guy here, I know who is operating the drones. 25-year-old, or year rather, radar operator for a major agency here. Just thought I'd let you all know what has been going on these past few weeks. The drones are part of a military drill being conducted by Space Force. Everything is on a need-to-know basis, which is why there's so much confusion. What gets me concerned, and why I had to make this post, is that something big is about to go down. I happen to know that there are additional full lockout drills that are scheduled to take place between now and Christmas Eve. Okay, so if that happens, that will be crazy, and this guy would have predicted that or known about it before it happened. These operations involve the full turnover of all radio/radar and aircraft communications to the military for several hours at a time. In conjunction with that, there are also scheduled satellite launches off the books, which have been occurring since October. They're setting up some kind of big show for the public very soon. Holy shit, if this is true. CNN was even at our facility shooting pre-roll footage for a future story. CNN, come on. I don't know exactly what's going on, but all I know is this, get ready. Okay, so, could be totally fake. But I mean, come on, how could there be 100 freaking drones flying around or thousands of them? And the government not know who they are, what they're doing, the military's, I don't know, man. Something is strange here.
You know they're fully aware what those drones are. We just aren't allowed to know, so they're playing stupid when we ask them. I like this theory, though. It lines up with the false flag alien attack, and it makes the most sense that it's our government.
One of those huge drones just crashed in Hillsborough, New Jersey, with what looked to be hazmat and police officers surrounding the location of where it crashed. I'm not sure as to how it crashed, but this is crazy, because where it crashed is located near the same exact spot of which my friend had been arrested just last week. Do keep in mind, apparently he was arrested because he was flying his drone in a no-fly zone. But he was trying to fly his drone up to 3 different drones that were hovering above his home. And when my friend's drone got close to those drones, his drone got hit with some kind of weird pulse, which caused his drone to lose power and crash. And according to his wife, the FBI had actually seized that drone technology of his. There's a guy right now that's recording all of this right now. I'll tag him down below. I'm not sure if you'll still see the live when you see this video, but he's right near the location of where it had crashed. There's tons of police officers surrounding the area, and there's tons of news stations reporting upon it right now as well. But you can see what looks to be like a mobile command center on his live as well. It's weird. But the craziest part is that the people at the Lowe's across the street from where it had crashed actually reported that when the drone, if we're still calling it that, had crashed, apparently electricity in the area, especially inside of Lowe's, started going crazy. The people that were shopping at that time were reporting that lights in Lowe's were flickering like crazy. And I still don't understand as to how there isn't any answer as to what they could be, and why our government doesn't seem to know. But this situation keeps getting more and more confusing by the day. And if they recovered something from that crash site, I want to know what it was.
I dug, and I couldn't find any footage of this crash site he's talking about. If this is true, though, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that the government simply must know who or what is behind all this. So if they don't come out with something soon, in my eyes, they're just confirming that they knew all along and they're just hiding it from us.
Very early in 2025, all hell is going to break loose. the volume of sightings, weird objects in the sky, it's off the charts. I am swamped by people sending me videos from all over the world. And it's not just in Bedminster, New Jersey. It's not just in the United Kingdom. It's India, Greenland, Russia, Kazakhstan, China, Japan. I cannot believe the volume of sightings that are going on at the moment. Something is showing itself in our skies. We are going to look back and we're going to say that the autumn of the drones was a turning point. This consistent sightings of drones over military facilities. It sounds like nothing at the moment, but I wager it's going to turn out to be enormous. I think 2024 in future will be seen, ironically, as the calm before the storm. A reckoning is coming.
A part of me can't help but wonder if all this drone activity we've been seeing lately is just the government testing it out to see how we're going to react to it. Maybe, if the government's planning something big, like a false flag alien attack, maybe they're using this event as a way to gauge how people are going to respond. That way they know if they need to release more information or not to get people to panic the right way.
So last night, one of these orbs disabled a drone over Phoenix, Arizona. And this is some pretty interesting footage. Check this out.
Whatever it was, just shut down the drone. It was a drone.
That drone got cooked. Now, I know there's all sorts of ideas and theories that these drones are out there. They're going up the eastern seaboard. They're in other states beyond New Jersey. And there's this idea that's been floating around that they are looking for something not so good. But it seems that beyond the drones, which are very much clearly ours, it seems that people are also seeing these orbs, which they're being investigated or something. We don't know exactly, but that video that I just showed seems to indicate that these drones are checking out these other objects as well. Now, what are these other UAPs, UFOs? Well, some people think they might be something called a plasmoid.
That was fascinating. So these things are attacking each other in the sky now? This kind of backs up the other guy's story about his personal drone getting hit with some sort of a pulse. Maybe that's what we just witnessed here. Something got too close to that thing and it got zapped right out of the sky. Things are certainly starting to get interesting.
Turns out Fauci's retirement gift from the government wasn't a gold watch. It was $15 million in taxpayer-funded security. The arrangement provided Fauci with a chauffeur and security detail, an unprecedented measure for a retired federal employee, which cost taxpayers over $700,000 a month. Wow. I didn't know you could go from government worker to Batman villain that fast. So, at the same time that Trump was almost killed in Pennsylvania, they were blowing $700,000 per month on Fauci's security. I mean, that makes sense. Fauci violated the civil rights of 300 million Americans, so he really earned it. So we funded Fauci's $15 million security detail. Yeah, nothing says, I followed the science, like asking for a platoon of bodyguards on your way out.
I think this needs to be on the top of the list for things to cut when they fire up the Department of Government Efficiency. If this isn't a clear example of useless government spending, I don't know what is. Even if the guy needed or deserved security detail, $700,000 a year?
So the drones over New Jersey, clearly not drones. They held congressional hearings yesterday, FBI, Homeland Security, military, everybody. The only thing to take away from all that is they all say they don't know what they are. The Coast Guard documented and saw 50 of these things coming out of the ocean, following the boat for a little while, going inland, and then returning back into the ocean. So that's wild. And now there are all kinds of photos and videos. Check this out. That's what they're getting on high telephoto lens from multiple people. Regular people and the government. That's what they look like. That is not a drone. And that is not the only one. They are... I don't think they're vehicles anymore. Check out this one. This video. This thing looks like something out of Close Encounters of the Third Kind or something right out of the Bible. Looks like a wheel within a wheel. And let's take a look at what a wheel within a wheel. If you don't know, that is stated many times in the Bible. Here, like this one. And in artworks from all across time. I have a degree in art, 3-dimensional art. To get that, 2 years of art history. We studied a lot of these in art history. I remember a lot of these different drawings and paintings from art history. They were never spoken of as UFOs. They always had religious context put around them, like how a lot of people are saying this is spiritual. There is a telepathic end to this going on. What is this coming from? And one thing that I've just picked up on, Google's new quantum chip. They turned that on not long ago. And in the article where they were talking about what it did, they said it was so incredibly fast that they could only speak to that it's pulling information from parallel universes and the multiverse, which is more parallel universes. That is what Google said about their new quantum chip, a computer chip. We've crossed a technology level and repeatedly. But now, evidently, we've probably crossed into something. There is all sci-fi, every single movie. Hollywood has zero creativity in them. Every single one of those movies is probably based on some piece of real information. Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, he said he didn't create that. That dude said that some being showed up in his living room one night and told him he was going to create the show, Star Trek. Laid it all out for him. He says the Prime Directive, all of it, the Federation, all of that kind of, that they told him that's how it was going to be. And I don't know if you ever watch any of that. Star Trek First Contact, they say, they light up the first warp engine and you got aliens the next day that show up. So what do we got going on? Who knows? Who knows? But evidently nobody knows. So you better prepare yourself, watch yourself some sci-fi movies, because 2025 is going to get wild. Good luck.
Did anyone else notice that on one of those old paintings, it actually shows multiple UFOs sucking water out of the ocean via funnels and then spitting clouds out of the back of them? We've seen video footage of funnels coming out of the ocean like that appeared to be going up to some sort of a ship in the sky. We might have video footage of what they were painting. In regards to the rest of this video, there's absolutely some truth to what this guy's saying. Everybody knows that Hollywood puts reality on screen and tells us it's science fiction. That being said, I do not think that watching Star Trek is going to help you prepare for the alien invasion.
This phone, in its settings, tells you how far it has to be off of your body to prevent cancer. It tells you. If you go to your settings, to general, you scroll all the way down to legal and regulatory. Who knew this was in the BOWS? Do you see it?
I'm in it.
Legal and regulatory, click it. The very bottom one says RF exposure. That stands for radio frequency exposure. And then it tells you, mine is on the second paragraph, this must be 5 millimeter separation off of your body. It's about a pencil eraser. So they're covered when you get brain cancer because you put your phone to your head.
I always speak on speakerphone.
You bet you do. Distance is your friend with radio frequency, with electromagnetic fields. But they just came out with a study. Just literally, the further this is away from you, the better. We're seeing a higher rate of testicular cancer on young men because they put their phone. Get your phone out of your pocket. Get it away from your testicles.
That's crazy.
Yes. So back when these were smaller and women put them in their breast, we saw breast cancers the shape of that lithium battery in there. This is radioactive. So you get it off your person. You speak on speakerphone with it, right? You don't put it up your head. You for sure don't have it on your head driving down a road in a metal tube where it's having to work super hard to find a cell signal. So it's putting out more electromagnetic fields. This is a big deal. This was designed. You think Chick-fil-A's designed for addiction? This was highly intentional.
I just looked this up in my settings and sure enough, it was there. However, while that section is there, it does not tell you to keep your phone 5 millimeters away from your body. It just simply states that they tested the device in multiple use case scenarios, and one of them was a test run with a distance of 5 millimeters between the device and the body. It does, however, tell you in there ways to reduce your RF exposure with your phone, but it doesn't even tell you how much exposure you're being submitted to.
Is the Chinese government just a bunch of flurfers? Here's some footage from the Chinese spacewalks recently. They're putting out flat earth propaganda now. Everybody knows you can't use a regular camera in space. You have to do the fisheye lens. These people are obviously trying to push some kind of agenda on us. Clearly it's not flat. I mean, our space agency shows us all the time how round it is. I don't buy it. I mean, they're going to such great lengths too. Like, why would they make so much of this fake footage to show everybody? They must really be into this whole flat earth nonsense.
I just found it very interesting that China's space videos do not seem to show the same curvature of the Earth that NASA's do. Unless they're using some crazy concave lens camera, NASA needs to explain what's going on with their footage. I don't believe in flat Earth, but I believe in following evidence, and this looks highly questionable. This can't be explained away with a camera lens.
It really seems like these past 2 weeks, there's just been a plethora of civilian UFO videos.
My friend in New Jersey,
Jersey's
way
the
before
big
everybody
one.
started talking about it, he's called me up. He's like, dude, I'm seeing these drones. They're so big. He goes, they're the size of SUVs.
With New Jersey, there's been at least 1,000 people recorded drones in the sky. Some of them look a little suspect,
Right.
but there's others that are just like, they're literally just sitting there and they're just kind of like doing this, and then there's like 3 of them.
If they are drones, what are you guys doing? Are you surveilling us now?
Yeah, and why is the FBI being like, we're going to investigate it? It's
Well,
like, if they're drones, like,
wouldn't
if
you know?
that are the size of cars, you should probably figure that out pretty quick, you know?
In our airspace. That's the weirdest thing. If you're asking me what they're doing, they're collecting data on how people are going to react to this.
I think so too.
I mean, how are people going to react to seeing something in the sky that they can't explain?
That's where I'm leaning as well. This just seems stupid at this point. There's no way, if this was an actual unknown potential threat, that we would just be sitting here watching it happen. Our military would be all over it, especially considering the state of the world at the moment. They're clearly lying about not knowing what this is.
The CDC has just released its 2025 schedule, recommending over 200 routine products across all age groups. And in response to the significant decline in childhood rates, the agency also pledges to tighten exemption policies to limit parents' ability to opt out, sparking debate about safety concerns and the future of U.S. policy. The number of recommended childhood products has soared from 7 in 1983 to 70 today, with an additional 5 for pregnant women and 130 for adults. Critics argue that 1986 legal protections shielding manufacturers from liability are fueling unchecked industry growth and reducing safety oversight, while advocates maintain that massively expanding product requirements is essential for effective disease control. Despite the CDC's emphasis on preventing outbreaks, childhood product rates have fallen below 93%, down from 95% in 2020. Last year marked the highest kindergarten exemption rate ever recorded. In response to parents' growing mistrust and declining childhood rates, the agency plans to tighten exemption policies, making it harder for families to opt out in order to achieve their goal of 95% MMR rate by 2030. Into this climate steps Robert F. tapped by the president-elect to lead HHS, who promises to tackle product safety issues and restore public trust in health agencies.
I can't help but wonder, who's getting all these jabs? I'm 41 and I haven't gotten one since I was a kid. Who keeps getting these things once they're no longer under the control of their parents? Honestly, I've been to a doctor and they don't even bring it up. Who's getting these things and what are they for?
Okay, so my husband just got home. On his way home from work, he saw the drones behind my house. He said that they were spraying something. Something was coming, not spraying, it either looked like smoke or some like spray was coming out of it. So I tried looking through my window. I can't really see it, but the direction my window is facing is towards the beach. So I'm gonna head towards the beach. He finally got home. So let's see what we got here. This is freaking scary. I thought he was kidding. He came home and he said that there was coming out of it. Whether it was smoke or spray, he doesn't know. So I'm gonna head towards the beach. It's gonna take me about 5 minutes to get there. And let's hope, I'm scared, I'm going by myself because he has to stay home with my son. But I'll either go live or I'm gonna try to get good video. So bear with me, I'm gonna be by myself. Okay, Let's go. Let me take one more look. Hold on, I'll flip the camera. Okay, so you can't see much from my window, but this is the direction they're in. I can see them from where I'm standing. You guys can't, but yeah, I'm gonna head that way. I'm going down to Seaside Heights. Oh, actually, I see one. It's hard with my screen, but it's out there. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, there it is. See right there, that little one? Okay, I'm gonna head towards the beach now.
Alright, I know that video footage was nothing to write home about, but I thought it was important to put this one in here because of the claim that her husband made, that these things are spraying something. This is probably the 5th or 6th time that I've heard this claim in the last few days, but I've not seen any footage yet to back it up. I'll be keeping my eyes out for it though. If anyone actually has any video footage of one of these drones spraying something, please drop me a link.
So the drones are coming from the inside of the ocean.
After seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
I see one right here. Did I see the same thing that officer saw? I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before. Wow.
So I'm thinking at this point that there has to be more than one type of drone. Some of these videos that I've seen, you can actually hear the propellers on the drones. So they're using traditional drone propulsion technologies on some of these drones. How do you fly that into the water? It would destroy it. Maybe the orbs are what's coming out of the ocean and they're doing so in response to the drones.
A new Mandela effect just dropped that really got me. I'll be honest, I usually don't fall for stuff like this, but this one hit different. Let me ask you this. Where in your chest is your heart supposed to be? On your left side or on the right? Because I clearly remember throughout all of elementary school always being taught it's on our left side, and everyone I know says the same. But then again, I never really did pay attention in class now, did I? Well, apparently it's not. Everywhere I look tells me it's now in the center of your chest, maybe slightly left of center. And I don't see anything saying that we used to think it was on the left side, and we've since gotten a more accurate understanding of our biology and updated it. Everything's just gaslighting me into believing that it's always been in the center, which if you went to school after CERN opened the black hole in 2012 that we got sucked inside of and are now all living in an alternate dimension, you probably don't remember this one. Or you're just not from my timeline.
I'm just curious how many of you are affected by this one. It didn't get me. I always remember the heart being center, slightly left. However, I've noticed a lot of old Saturday morning cartoons show the heart to the left of the body. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where this Mandela effect is coming from, is just a bunch of people getting their anatomy lessons from Saturday morning cartoons and not realizing it. But guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. I hope you enjoyed these clips we watched together today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I hope you come back to join me. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my merch store at berry-stepp.com. And don't forget to drop a photo of your merch over in the Discord if you'd like to see your photo in one of my daily uploads. But with all that out of the way, I hope everyone has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.